Hello. Oh, there we go. Just in time.
Hey, everybody.
Andrew's
Just
in
made
the
it. I was
house.
in my lair.
Yes. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
Welcome. This is our first live stream. Myself and Andrew, as you can see, Adobe
It's
Firefly
true.
battle.
Look at those names down there. We're fighting each
this
other
is
on the
fun.
first stream?
I guess. I'm
Go for
usually
it.
pushing pixels around all day long. I'm usually fighting pixels.
That's true. We'll fight pixels together.
Let's do
teamwork. With you,
Yeah.
chat. All with you.
Yes. That's why we're glad you guys are here. Keep the suggestions coming if you just dropped in. We're dealing with Adobe Firefly. We're having fun with Adobe Firefly.
Yes.
Andrew, I don't know if you want to kind of give people an intro to Adobe Firefly and what it is.
Let's do it. Yes. So Adobe Firefly helps your imagination. That's the way that I like to describe it. It helps bring the things in your head to life using AI technology. And where does that come from?
Your brain?
That's right.
Okay. I don't know.
All your brains, our brains. And today, our brains together are going to make some really cool stuff using Adobe Firefly and the power of Photoshop.
That's right. So yeah, all it really takes, and feel free if you want to just share my screen. A number of things you can do, which we spent a lot of time in text to image in the last stream, which is like write out a sentence and it magically appears. There's other things, text effects, we'll probably get into that today.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which will be cool. And then don't forget, like, scroll down here and check out sort of like what we're exploring as well, which is just your brain's gonna fall out of your head pretty much.
Yes.
Like in the coming months, you're gonna be like, what just happened?
Yes, as I play around with it, I'm like, but could you? And then I scroll and I'm like, oh, they are. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
Again,
on the dock.
This is our wish list. We really want to get you guys involved. We're keeping an eye on the Discord as well. So like provide your suggestions, features, things like that. That's how we can communicate beyond today because we will miss you. I can tell we're going to miss everybody already.
It's true.
So, so yeah, what are we going to do? What's the plan? I think we're going to...
Yes, so today we're going to make some stuff. We are going to be doing a little Photoshop battle, and we are going to be taking your suggestions. We are going to be having our own suggestions, and we are going to be creating some stuff for a maybe film/story of robots versus aliens.
Robots versus aliens. A broad topic, but we're thinking more like, sort of analog versus digital, kind of like organic versus mechanical. It's just a fun concept, and I think it strikes us to the core, really, like of who we are as people.
Yes.
Yes,
And
but
the
aliens
fear
versus
of,
robots.
Yeah, ever-impending invasion.
Yeah.
The universal language of fear.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll do...
So you're
I'm
in
just
text
typing
effects.
it.
You're
Yeah.
starting out in text effects?
Yeah, just to kind of provide some context. Mechanical, gears, metal, let's do rust, try iron, just trying different keywords. But that's what I think is cool about text effects. You provide the word or words, type in the prompt, and then click generate, and it's going to create that for us. So again, robots versus aliens, that's the topic.
Ooh.
We're already getting something very cool. This looks like very much like a Pixar sort of Disney type.
It does.
Vibe.
It does. It looks like when they like zoom into the Transformers mid-transform.
Yeah.
Like it's all those little bits and pieces.
Yeah, but it's crazy that like I didn't have to really do anything but type this in. And you're probably wondering, oh, that's on purple. What do I do? We'll just change that to transparent. There's transparent. Let's go ahead and download that. And we have, robots.
PNG. So I'm going to work on some alien stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The words that come to me when I think of aliens, oozy, green, glowing, like eyes. I think radioactive might be interesting. I'm just going to throw up a jump scare warning. Putting eyes in here on letters may be shocking. So let's see what happens. I'm a little nervous.
Do it. But
Let's
these
see
are
here.
fun. These are fun words.
Ooh.
Green, okay?
Ooh, I love the little eye on the eye. Oh yeah, no, I'm into this. That's super fun. So something you can do too is you can increase how much it goes out of the bounds of the letters right here on the text effects fit. And a lot of times that gives you this kind of cool drippies, and it feels a little more like the edges of those letters are more on theme with what you're putting in for that prompt.
into it, and you really, you really notice it when you maybe if you change it to either the background to white or black. But yeah, it's just really cool how it breaks the border of that letter.
Ooh, I like this. I need to do all caps here.
So give us some suggestions. We're doing robots, aliens. We're going to create some graphics. We're ultimately, I think, going to maybe end up with sort of, I guess, like a key art or a concept art, like maybe poster.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yep.
Like, you make one. We're both going to do different takes on this, too, I think is the plan.
Yes,
right?
I agree. So I'm just going to download this here so that I have my little aliens. Boop. And we're going to be going back and forth between Firefly and Photoshop. So if you see the screen switch, this is what Photoshop looks like. And this is what Firefly looks like.
Gareth wants 20% more snotty.
Yes, absolutely.
You can never have enough ooze, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Let me flip over to your screen real quick.
Okay. And I'm basically kind of still working on the sort of robots, but we're going to do like automatic, chrome, shiny, reflective, glowing. So we're doing lights, a different take on that word robots. And again, going a little bit more futuristic kind of and less Disney. And I like this.
Okay.
What's that? So,
all right. Ooh, it got more blobby, I think. I ruined my color, so I'm gonna adjust my color real quick. Sorry, let me turn this off real quick. Paul, let's show how do you get this into Photoshop before we put it over something?
Heck yeah. So this is kind of awesome because this is actually the look that I like. But this is really only in the beginning. We haven't even decided on the title for this movie. I personally want to go, like, I don't know, what direction are you gonna go?
I think that I want to explore, like, what if, man, I think I want my robot to be a detective.
Okay.
Like maybe it's robots versus aliens, and my robot is in like an espionage war. Like it's like Cold War of robots versus aliens.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
Like more informational, less violent.
Yeah. And I think that's more fun. Anytime you're getting stumped with an idea, think of the opposite. Like, it's so easy to think of robots as wires and things like that. What if it's noir, and instead of wires you have pipes, so it's, I don't know if it's a steampunk, not to bring that up or dwell on that too much, but just like the opposite of what you think it is. Like, I'm probably not gonna do iRobot, but I like look at this. This gives me Wes Anderson kind of vibes.
Oh yeah.
And what if it is something again a different take? I'm just using this to brainstorm.
Totally. Right, I think it'd be interesting. We do a little black and white versus a little like color magic. Let's explore that. So I'm going to go in here, and you said it. Noir was kind of a word. Noir humanoid robot investigator. In black and white with film grain and dramatic lighting. The more detail you put in, the better your results are going to be. So let's toss this in and see what happens. I am gonna move this to a 16:9, just so we can see it here. Fingers crossed, rendering the tension. Ooh. Okay, so we've got the film grain, we've got the humanoid robot. All right, so I think that I want to use this as a reference image. And the way that we can do that, if you want to build on this, you can just click on these two little dots right here and do use as reference image. So I'm gonna use this as a reference image, and I want to take it more into like 1920s reporter, if I can. And so I'm gonna try to see what happens if I take this back in time. News reporter, fedora. Chat, let me know what are the things you can think of for like what would be investigatory.
I love this look. I love the sort of like the rain coming down and kind of grainy and just like gritty. It's just like really cool.
The rain. Okay, we went to color. I'm gonna keep that black and white. Also, while we do this investigator, that just reminded me of a completely off-topic joke. What do you call a fancy alligator?
I don't know.
An investigator.
I got a joke for you too.
Hit me.
What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
I don't know.
One you'll see you later. another one you'll see after a while. Silly jokes.
I love it.
I'm doing the. I thought it'd be fun to do. Just so you know, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good.
But anyway, so I'm thinking of organic items that are going to be cooler as like robots. So I currently am trying some robotic tentacles and underwater and stuff like that.
Mixing the natural and the metal.
Yeah, and I still want more metal, but this is like just a starting point. And maybe you don't know. Maybe this whole world, like you don't know if something's a robot and something's organic.
Yes.
Maybe that kind of leads into the investigative thing, which is cool, kind of like your Blade Runner, which is kind of interesting.
Do you find out they're a robot after the fact? Oh. I like that.
But here, we reverse that. We say it's a robot land, but something's organic. Ooh. And it's posing as a robot. So anyways, we're just playing around, and we're open to your suggestions, guys. We're reading chat.
Yes.
I want to say hi to Hendrik and Claudia.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Hi. Good to have you guys here.
Good to see you. Can we refresh the chat as well? I think that maybe there is a...
Oh, you're right.
There's a little lot. We're here with you, chat. We're just like a little behind, but we want to be here with you together. So I got this little guy, and I think that this is looking good, and I actually love this little detail. I'm gonna bring this into Photoshop real quick so I can show you the detail. This little guy has a mouth, which I think is really cool that it's robotic with a mouth. So let me go into my downloads, and if I grab this and drag it in, it is going to keep all of that nice little watermark for me. And look I love that it has the little humanoid moment here with this lighting. And then it has all that nice little film grain, and I may drop something on top of this whole thing to really bring it together. But I love this moment of like the rain and the light kind of hitting so dramatically.
Love the fact that you can't really see the eyes. I assume like the but just like that air of mystery makes it seem really awesome.
Agreed. I love those little robot tentacles.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna play with some styles too. Just so you know, because I think, it's kind of like, I don't know, just doing some brainstorming, or like sometimes I'll use Pinterest and go out there, like wherever you look for ideas, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm using just the styles here.
Yes,
and just like, see what happens.
Yes, and so the styles, if you guys didn't see, are over on the side here. And I have my prompt, I have all these images generated, and let's say that I want to go more where Paul's going, right, into this kind of like steampunk-y area. I can come over here and I can look at themes, concepts, movements. There's all kinds of different styles. And I think steampunk would maybe be in themes. Let's see here. Flat colors, collage, concepts, materials, effects. Oh, let's do antique photo. That actually might look good. And so it adds that down here so that I can see that I have all of these different styles and effects applied to the prompt that I am generating. Ooh, it actually made this better. Doing this as an antique photo made this hat way better. I like this face shape as well. All right, I'm gonna grab that one.
And the nice thing about this, you have enough hard edges that I think it'll be like easy to edit in Photoshop, hopefully.
Totally, and I think, especially with this style, making it worse makes it look better. And so adding a bunch of grain on top, blurring a little bit, I think I can hide some of the edges and kind of the abstractness of it. And let's see, let's do some kind of alien look here as well in this style. And I'm actually just going to go back so that I have my prompt that I started with, the noir humanoid robot, and I'm going to change this to be robot alien.
Into it.
And then maybe put some, I like the idea of like putting some organic stuff in there.
Yeah.
With vines, maybe? Let's see what happens. There's no rules.
There are no rules.
Only your imagination. And hello, hi, nice to see everybody. We can see you in chat.
You have the opportunity to make the worst decisions, not really, but like your whole it's kind of up to you, and you kind of serving as the art director here. That looks cool.
Yes, maybe I want it hiding in the shadows. This is probably gonna get scary, but I liked that dramatic lighting that was happening on the other one. I think that was looking really cool. And hello, yes, chat, we can see you now. Oh, it's so good to see. Wow, y'all look beautiful. Wow, iconic. Ooh. All right, I like this vibe that's happening. Alien vines. All right, I'm taking it.
Do it.
And so what I think we're trying to do is maybe do like some kind of storyboard of like characters or get an idea of this story as we generate. And chat, if you have any prompts that you'd like us to put in that may or may not be related to what we're doing, we're here to serve. And so we'd love your input, but also if you have something wild and fun that seems interesting, we may just pop it in.
I like it. Looks like the day the Earth stood still. Good reference.
Ooh, yeah.
I like it. I'm just downloading some. I'm also still playing around.
Yes, and you're working on some titles. Maybe chat can suggest a title for us.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
Chat, let us know.
Yeah, just did. I was kind of thinking about the sort of, you have a form and you think you know what it is, but you really don't. Like, is it this or is it that? Is it a robot or is it like an alien or something organic? So that's where I am on form 1, but I like this look of like liquid chrome. It looks organic, but it's with, you know, a metallic texture. So I like the contrast there.
I like that.
One thing I did check this out. You see this? This is
Ooh.
pretty cool. So I love that. I just love the thought of having there's like surveillance like octopus that's scanning everybody's eyes, and again, just playing around like who are these people? But I just love them scanning, and I don't know, very much like a Minority Report.
Yeah.
Keeping track.
And they're not underwater. They're just kind of like floating around the streets and stuff. Ooh,
totally
I like
into
that.
it. So I like it.
I'm gonna try to do like a downtown scene. When I think of that noir, there's always like the downtown with the lights and the rain. And so I'm gonna do like a synthwave look, and then in Photoshop, crush it down to that like gritty black and white. And so kind of imagine the idea that I want, and then assist with Photoshop to pull it into that like kind of vibe and aesthetic. Downtown area, street with neon signs.
All right. Fritz Langish. I don't know who Fritz Langish is, but tell us more, Richard. I'm glad you're hanging out. Yeah, the image is so high def. I think that's very interesting, just having the word high def. And sometimes you'll have words like, I don't know, like octane and stuff, like sort of render, things like that. Those could be words that I try, you know? It's like, here we have our little robot man running. But again, still a little too robotic. I'm working on it, people.
We're on our way.
Maybe I will take one of these guys.
Okay, so I've got some prompts going, and I'm just going to add in that neon effect on the side. It's already looking pretty neon, but I want more neon. And I also maybe want this one to look more photographic, so I'm gonna change it to photo, and it will just reimagine those images for me and provide new imaginations from my brain directly onto the screen. Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Sweet.
This is sweet.
I like the graphic look of that. It's very nice.
And I like the painterliness of it. I think there are times that it kind of has this, I don't know, glow, like palette knife kind of feel to it. And I love when that happens. Actually, let's put in palette knife and see what happens.
I'm trying pencil. I'm trying wireframe and doodle.
Ooh.
Just to see if it influences it. But I have so much going on here.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes when you add like some of the things that would make it maybe look like a drawing, like a technical illustration, I feel like it gives it like more detail, like punches up the lines. But again, we'll download that and see what happens.
And it's interesting when you're building these prompts that you're thinking both about kind of the objects you want in there, but then also the emotions and lighting and all of those details, putting like all of that in there. Yeah, that it's not just about what you're trying to make. You can't just say, like floating city. Like putting a whole bunch of detail has really, really cool results.
Yeah, and I think since you're working visually, you think of just actual objects when you need to think of, like you're saying, like moods, theme, perspective. Just things like that. Is this dramatic? Like I can, right in here, we could already see we want it to be more of a cool tone, warm. You have some of these. I actually like more low lighting. The fact that we have dramatic lighting, you can't just go into Home Depot and say, give me, I mean, I guess you could. But anyways.
One dramatic lighting, please.
One dramatic lighting. But that's kind of what I want. Actually, I really like the, I still want to go monochrome a little, but
that feels so right for your squid surveillance.
Yeah, it does. I think, you know, again, thinking of, you know, all, you know, your design schooling, you know, warm tones, cool tones, composition and all that stuff. I'm just kind of collecting assets right now, though.
Yes.
And then I'll start like compositing them together.
Yes.
One thing I will do actually is change, depending on what you're working on, you want to change the aspect ratio.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I've gotten into so many times that I have a really cool image, and then I'm like, oh, I need more on the sides. Like I need a different aspect ratio. And someone in chat is saying chrome. Yes, we want more chrome. Moot the neon glow for Blade Runner darkness. Yes, Richard. I absolutely am doing that right now. I'm actually trying to crush this down to that black and white, and then adding in some noise here to give it that real kind of nasty vintage look. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, let's collect some more images over here. I'll do maybe one more.
And I'm just kind of like, feel free if you have an opportunity. We're doing sort of a robots versus aliens, film noir style. We could use some titles for this work. So whatever inspires you. You know, again, I'm seeing Blade Runner Darkness. I get it. Just reading chat. Lovely. Awesome.
I'm very interested. I'm going to do an interrogation between an alien and a robot. And I'm interested to see what it's going to come up with here, to see if it'll get both in there, or maybe a light. I'm thinking like Dark Knight, Joker versus Batman moment.
Okay. You know, again, just I think half the fun when you're creating stuff is dealing with contrasts. So it'd be a lot. Oh, actually, first of all, I love this. I'm already getting distracted. But look at this. Talk about organic and fun.
Ooh, amorphous blobs.
Just like some oozy stuff like squeezing out of a metallic thing.
Yes.
I love the idea of having a cute little monster in a mean robot.
I love that.
Like a little, he pops his head out. He's like, hey guys.
Yes.
And it's like all this.
Or they're the opposite.
Sharp.
He looks cute, but he's really mean, and the robot looks mean, but is really cute.
Yeah. All of them are. Yeah. Okay. I gotta download some of this stuff. And by the way, I'm using this. This was right off that splash screen.
It's really cool.
And if you look at these words, I'm like, come on now. You know, abstract 3D object with amorphous forms. Hardest thing about all this is spelling that word. But otherwise, just jump in there and we'll change this to dark red and gold. And forms is the key word that I would change, but man, you can get some cool things in here. Okay, imagine a cockroach with sunglasses. Okay, we know cockroaches are probably gonna. What if every planet out there that has life forms also has a cockroach?
It
right?
feels right. Like if any animal is gonna make it through space, it's a cockroach.
Ah, into it. Okay, and forms and eyes. So this is again, it might get weird.
We keep putting eyes in, and it does feel like eyes is the most shocking thing every now and then.
Okay, not bad.
Okay, not bad. That second one's a little like shivery, but I like it.
I love the idea of just being able to see some sort of humanistic type shape in there.
Yes.
And throwing some metal and stuff on it too. So yeah, into it. So we'll download that, take that, run with it.
All right, and I wanted to have that moment where like they're uncovering some kind of document in the secret office to out one of their coworkers as an alien. And so I love that it's generating these little like work bots that are maybe like breaking in. I like these little guys too. Breaking in, grabbing some documents. And I love the texture that it's getting on this. Like the little texture on that edge is real nice. All right, I'm gonna use this one. I think this is a moment. And yes, someone is saying a few times that we want the roach with sunglasses. I got you. Roach with sunglasses. This is unrelated.
I think that will actually be fun to have a cockroach somewhere in ours. Like, regardless of the scene, there's a. I just kind of want the cockroach minding his own business.
He's just hanging out.
I've been here. I've seen you come and go, you people.
Yep.
He's like, let me sit here and drink my coffee.
I like this one that it's the roach like wearing the sunglasses as like a backpack, not on the eyes, just as a backpack.
It's like, dude, you clearly found those. You know you didn't go in the store and buy those.
Yeah.
Those don't fit your face.
Yeah, you picked those up from a human. They aren't roach sunglasses. They're people sunglasses.
Yeah, that's fun.
I love this. All right, I'm grabbing you.
Some other cool looks you get is like using like macro photography, and I don't know, has that always been there and I've never noticed it?
I haven't seen it.
Macro for which I knew you could type it in, and I was gonna say, hey, everybody type it in, but like look right here. So again, just macro photography, getting a close up of some of this, and you know this could be fun because you have, again, still dealing with kind of sci-fi. I just have a lot of ideas going on right now. Because I love the idea of having this be like a movie poster, and then you're able to see something in the reflection. So you're able to see a person or see something, and this is like the focal point, you know? And maybe this is the start of a 3-part movie series or something, and this is where it all begins.
Yes, I need to get out of Roachland. Okay, where do we want to go? We've got a lot of images here. Do we want to try to build out this look and then explore another one? Do we want to keep generating?
I'm probably going to try to at least try to have something half decent by the end of in 30 minutes. And I know for me, I just have a couple. It's almost like you need to kind of refine the concept at this point.
Yes.
You already have something rocking going, by the way.
I think that I'm excited.
I think you need a title.
I think I need a title.
You need to jump into some text.
Yes, and I'm going to do a little 24 by 36. What would that, 2x3? Yeah, I'm gonna do a little 2x3 so that I can start to make kind of a postery look. But I need a title for mine. And mine is like a Cold War of secret documents and spy espionage between aliens and robots. Chat, I'm relying on you. What is the title of this movie that is happening? I'm gonna do full 24 by 36 because I don't know how to do the math on this. And then we'll just scale it up. And the cool thing is, because of the style I'm working in, even if it isn't high enough resolution and it gets blurry, that makes it better.
Yeah, you have, like with that theme, you have, or just with that look, there's a lot of forgiveness going on there, which is nice. Yes. Like you don't need to be, things don't need to be exactly high res.
Throw some noise on it.
Yeah, just throw some noise. I might steal, So, and I don't know if you mind switching to my screen really fast, but you know, what will happen is you'll end up downloading all this stuff. It'll end up in your downloads folder. Under scripts, sorry, it's not up right now. Just go to load files into stack. And that's what I'm doing, is like take all those images and put them in one PSD. So that's what I do. Click OK. You kick back.
Ooh, and it just goes.
Your sparkling water.
LaCroix.
Yeah. Sponsored by Peach Pear LaCroix. Not crazy about this font. Things not to do. That look is a little. The R is not the best R for. I don't even know what. Font
just for fun, can we generate a peach pear? Like to see what that would look like.
Yeah.
What is a single fruit that is a peach and a pear?
I love the idea of doing that and. Doing a macro photography version of that.
Yes. So I wanted to show.
See how we get? We're like shiny object.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to show the difference between these two, which is really interesting. I generated these two with a little bit of a prompt, and I think I put in a different fedora and I put in different lighting on the second prompt. And so here's the first one, and here's the second one. So you can see a lot of those elements stayed the same, but it refined them based on that prompt, and it actually gave me a better face and a better hat with that lighting. So sometimes you're only one step away, right? This hat is like a little almost there, and then once we refined that prompt, boom, we got the hat that we wanted.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, and again, just happy to see everybody, by the way. Happy to be here with Andrew.
We did it.
Happy to have Pac over there hiding in the corner. If you don't mind switching to that camera, you got to show your face and wave for a second.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
Just to prove that he is here.
Studio.
We are in business.
Yes, and I saw a good title came up. In some dark place in the world. I do like calling it maybe just like some dark place.
Yep.
Like it feels mysterious.
Yep. I like it kind of like nondescript, like it mimics the hat. You know, it's like spooky, things like that. Again, we're just concepting, by the way, like just to ease everybody's fears. I'm gonna like take this. This little Adobe Firefly little watermark thing, it's just going to be right down here on the top layer, okay? So as I cut things out, know that that is there. But we're just using this for personal use and brainstorming, concepting, all that good stuff.
For fun.
Right in here real fast. Love this. Just select that layer, remove background, and we'll see what it gets me, okay? Did a pretty good job, man. I thought it was gonna run into way too many issues because this is the sort of thing that's be way more complex usually.
I was like, there's a lot of detail happening there.
Yeah.
The roach.
Like, it did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Like, I thought I was gonna like shock it somehow.
And it didn't have the hardest edges, and it found them pretty well.
We can option click. That did a pretty good job. Anyways, double click on that. We'll jump in, kind of do this cleanup. I don't know. You guys probably all do it your own little way. With all your shortcut keys and all that stuff.
Ugh, hotkeys.
I'll use, I don't know if people use that, like I use quick selection tool a lot.
Oh.
Like, quick selection, like for this, I'll just click right in there, grabs it, you know, click right in there, grab that, click, just grab that stuff. Super easy. And it's pretty darn exact. From there, option delete will fill with the foreground color. And, you know, shortcuts like that. Yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. And
it's done. And there we are. And
That's
crystal.
It. Thanks for watching Adobe Live.
And we're out.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush this down. This is one of my favorite things to do with images from Firefly is take all those filters, get the emotion that I want, and then crush it into the exact look that I want. And so what I love to do is I love dropping gradient maps on things. Whoa, those colors are crazy. All you need to do is come in here and we're going to change this to a light gray, a dark gray, and then take this one all the way to a light white. So if you're ever working in this vintage style that I love so much, never go full black and never go full white. There is no TV, there is no medium that is vintage or old or even noir that has that full black and white. So always do like a 90% black and like a 10% gray. And that way, as you do glows, you want something to build toward. Right, and so I want some of these images, I'm gonna add some glow on top, and I need to be able to go lighter, and so we can't go full white because we need it to be a little bit whiter.
And I feel like that's a mistake a lot of people make is, going full black, full white, even when they're compositing, the blacks and whites don't match up from the image that they're using, trying to composite into the background. And so a lot of people are just like, you'll just turn the whole image into black and white. And then if you eliminate the color, you start seeing, you know, what doesn't match up.
Yes.
So. All right, checking chat. Claudia, hello. Do you find you get better items to composite when you concentrate on the characters first and then do the background? Personally, yes. So yeah, do you get better composites if you start with the characters first and background second? Yes. Personally, you know, we probably should have. I should have thought through all of this a lot more. The only thing you need to remember is like maybe start with your background. What's the environment? Maybe you start with the character, but just match the lighting. So again, there's warm tones in Firefly. Just make sure you use those same tones. Lighting is a whole other thing. Like getting the lighting to be on one side versus the other side. You know, just end up using Photoshop.
Oh yeah, and so what I'm doing here. And this is a great way that if you're putting a bunch of pieces together to just cheat. I'm just teaching you how to cheat. I did a new layer here with noise on it and an overlay. So all you need to do is make a new layer, and then you're going to change the blending mode to overlay, and then fill with overlay neutral color. So basically, overlay is going to take out pieces of darkness and add pieces of lightness. And if you fill it with 50%, nothing happens. But what I like to do is take that 50% and put noise on it. And so when you add that noise, it doesn't really affect the image in any way other than adding noise to it. And now, as I add stuff below this, you'll see that that noise is now applied regardless of what I'm putting under there. I can have everything stacked on top so it all looks like it's cohesive from the same thing.
Well said. I was busy working. Sorry.
It's fun.
I did catch it. I did catch it.
It is odd being in the studio again. Chat, you're way over there, and then we're looking at screens here, going back and forth. So if you've watched our streams, this is very different. I'm used to having chat right next to me, right here. You feel you're so far away.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it's definitely nice being here in person and just like vibing, doing like designing and getting inspired. I think it's super fun.
Yes.
You know, we all know what's in our own head, but I think these outside influences make us better.
I agree. Ooh. And again, what's great about working with this style that I'm working with is these edges are so bad with my selection and like there's little cutouts and stuff, but guess what? I have a gradient map on top and I got some noise and you won't be able to tell. And so we'll just shrink this down a little bit. And wow, look at that fantastic composite. And as you see, as I move this around, you can see that noise. See how it stays consistent on like that light part on his vest? That's because that noise is sitting on top on its own layer.
I like it. Volcano, splitting water. Yeah, dark place. Looks like we're all caught up. And just to recap, we are working in Adobe Firefly, sort of creating elements and just getting inspired. Feel free to join the Discord because I think a lot of this, as you dive into it, leads to ideas for like features and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, just the ability to say remove a background, things like that. All right. So good. Split screen. I guess I'll jump in and see what I got.
I'm trying to think of, I guess it would be steampunk maybe. I want like a like 60s sci-fi kind of spaceship. Like I don't want like a modern like futuristic spaceship. I want just like the stereotypical with like the hexagons. And so maybe we do, yeah, like a 1960s and see what happens here. Generating.
Oh, I'm getting some fun.
Ooh, Richard Wells having an afternoon snack, a little blueberry muffin. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted.
There you go.
Oh yeah, man, the colors on this. Like
That's good.
I love this actual image. I would take this image and just pull the colors. Like these colors are gorgeous. And actually, let's go ahead and do that. If you want to flip over to Paul's screen for what you're working on, I'm actually going to open Illustrator real quick because there's a super easy way to pull colors in Illustrator. And I feel like Firefly generates amazing color schemes that then you can just pull out in Illustrator and use for other projects if you're doing an illustration.
Very nice.
And I know this is a Photoshop battle, but I couldn't help it.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be specific. You know what I end up doing a lot of times when I'm working in Firefly and I know I'm going to do like some sort of composite, I typically, to be honest with you, won't throw a lot of color effects on things because I want to play with those color effects like in Photoshop. So sometimes I might actually just want the sort of like as close to like a clean image as possible and then download that knowing that I'm gonna have to do all the color correction. But in the end, I'm just gonna use like, I'll probably try to download a cool like LUT or something out there like in Photoshop. But again, this is, it's amazing how inspiring color is. Just like you're getting inspired by this, like I've shifted this, it's like, okay, it's all the same. Warm tones, cool tones. It just works for your eye usually, just like having these nice tones that are like speaking to me personally.
And you were saying something before stream that you use the blur background to make it easier to kind of grab bits and pieces, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I want to do like a alien astronaut looking into space. Actually, looking into space is probably unnecessary, but I will do composition and change that too. Say like blurry background, and you could type in black background, for instance. When I was working on the concept last hour, I would do like sort of green background, knowing I'm going to composite it into a green scene. But you know, it's
cool.
getting a little there. Yeah, yeah.
What a great face! Wow.
I was almost going to say like, oh, what a great find, even though like this did not exist before.
Yeah.
It's not like it just found it. It's not pulling from. It's not a
that's weird to
stock
think about.
image.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what a great creation that didn't exist.
All right, so over on my screen, I have brought in the spaceship with these colors that I absolutely love. I would decorate my house with these colors. And all I need to do is I'm going to select all these 5 little boxes that I made up here, and I'm going to go to Edit, and then I'm going to go to Edit Colors and Recolor Artwork. And then all you need is this Color Theme Picker tool right here. I'm going to click on that and then hover over this image, and it will pull the color theme into my image. And I actually need these to be different colors because it's going to replace the colors, and right now it's just replacing them all with white because they are all white. So I'm gonna make these 5 different colors real quick, and then I will be able to show you the thing that I actually wanted to show you. That's how you know it's live, y'all.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. We are creating this on the fly. I got a suggestion for The Other Wars as a title. The Other Wars.
All right, so I have all of them selected. We have our 5 colors now. I go to the color theme picker, and now when I click on this image, yes, it shifts those, and it actually has picked up all these colors. So I want more of that green. All I need to do is pull this over, maybe that nice little aqua, is you can adjust how much of each of those colors you want in. And I think that theme, for me, looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit less. There we go. And now I have these 5 colors that I can work with from this image. All I need to do is select these. I can come over to my swatches and make a new group, and boom, I've got this like desert Palm Springs mid-century modern alien color theme very easily, straight out of Firefly.
I like it.
Right?
I like that. Yeah, kind of on that note, like the reverse of that, I can't show it today, but we will switch over to my screen. Oh yeah, we're already there. Sweet. We did actually sneak recolor vectors. Can't show that now, but I'm sure you could find that out there on the YouTubes, on one of the tubes on YouTube out there. But yeah, it's kind of nice. So once it's vectorized, do you want to play with the color some more? So that's available out there. But also like check out what we're exploring as well, because I think we have some crazy things coming up that I know I'm super excited about. Another pro tip, as I switch over in here, let's even go to, well, any one of these. This tab, a lot of times you might want to go back to see what your other looks were. In fact, I'll just do it with this astronaut. You could just hit the back arrow in the browser, and then it changes to all the previous searches that you did. So that's a good way to kind of like have a history, because I'm like, oh, I wanted that alien. I forgot to download it. Here it is. Use your back arrow in your browser and bring it back up, and you get the idea. So yeah, easy enough. Got our alien.
What can I end up? Oh, I need to rasterize it. There we go. And this is when you'll see Paul and I both go into work mode.
I know.
We're realizing we've got like 10 minutes left. We're like, okay, yes, chat. All right,
You'll know,
Yeah.
for sure.
This is how it
when
goes.
when I get quiet, I'm like, oh, I must be trying to hit a deadline.
Yes, exactly.
Like even at my house, like when I'm working alone, if the music isn't playing and stuff, like I must really be focusing.
Yes.
But
I always
cool
yell at my assistant, who I won't, the digital assistant that is the one from Amazon, who I won't trigger for all of you watching. You're welcome. I always yell, and I'll have like music playing, and then when I'm like, hey, pause, it just gives me this like power.
Yeah.
Like, it's go time.
I sound kind of, I do that too, and I'm like, I sound kind of mean. I didn't mean that. Like, I'm like, so-and-so, stop.
Yes. Anytime it's like, hey,
this
did you also know? And I'm like, no, I didn't also know, and I wouldn't like to know, thank you.
It's like, let's not forget who's the boss here.
Yes. All right, so I just want to take this out of this sign to give it some dimension. So I am just doing, again, the sketchiest way of doing this, but again, it doesn't matter because I'm hiding all of my imperfections with noise. If only we could.
Oh. Right. I'm hiding imperfections by blend modes.
Yes.
Like, there it is, blend mode, and then it's like I just got to blends in, but I'm just playing with things because I like my go-to is usually like gradients, but it's a good way to kind of like play with colors. I like kind of there's different ways to do like sort of a movie poster. I think, Andrew, sometimes my fear with any of this generative AI, I think I've kind of worked it out. You can add so much detail and so many things so fast that it just gets to be too much. And I think as you mature as a designer, it's all about editing.
Yes.
So you need, like, look at all these crazy layers I have in here that I'm just like not gonna use. But, you know, it's like I tried a lot of things and we kind of boiled down to sort of like what works. Simplicity.
Light leak on black. And this is something that I have used Firefly a lot for, is just generating like lighting and textures. It's so good at giving you random things. And so I want kind of a lift for the alien ship. And so I want some kind of light ray. And here's a great light ray. I'm gonna change it to photo and see if I can get one that's a little bit better. So that I can have something at the bottom of that ship to glow. And on the black background, it's easy because I just changed the blending mode to screen and everything goes away.
Sometimes what happens in good old Firefly or a lot of these sort of generative AIs, like your description sometimes will be too short. Actually, you know what? I don't even know the limit, to be honest with you. I can't remember. You know what? I think the character limit, I wonder if that's driven by the file name length. But anyways, sometimes it can be too short. Man, serious face, realistic. You can also use words like hyper realistic. Dramatic lighting is what I'm gonna throw in here. At night, looking. I don't know if looking straight is gonna work.
Ooh, I think that they're
forward.
Yeah.
We're looking forward. I was thinking like straight ahead, forward. I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Oh,
And yes, someone is saying your art looks like Sin City movie. Absolutely, it does. 100%.
yeah, little Sin City action.
I want to add the title. We have like, what, 10 minutes left? Yeah. I'm going to add the title here. And someone said, what were the words you said? The dark place? This dark place? I think it was this dark place.
Something like that. I don't remember.
It was something
exactly.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes. Let's call it like...
I like, you said space, this dark space?
Yeah.
I mean, I like space because it could be outer space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ooh, what if it's the name of the investigator and it's like Dark Bolt or something? Like some kind of like mechanical...
Yeah, you need a name for your, it could be, I don't know, is it like Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. X, like...
Oh, In Dark Places. Love that. Love In Dark Places. So something I like to do, and this is not the right way, I don't know if there's a right way to use Firefly, but we could come in here and we could go into the text effects, and then we could type in that In Dark Places and kind of create the text there. What I like to play around with that gives interesting results is typing in a full alphabet so that I can grab pieces of the alphabet. And so I'll do a full alphabet of letters that are bold with sans serif. And then I'd like to type in type specimen. Specimen. Sheet. Oh, man,
That's the hardest part. I knew it. I totally would have botched that part too.
I thought I had it. And then I
like, oh, this is gonna. Oh,
And I'm gonna go widescreen, and very often it will skip some letters. It will kind of have some like weird wonky letters, but I think for this, that could be really cool. So let's see what happens with these letters, and then we can pull some of them out. Ooh, yes. Oh my goodness. This kind of, look at the shadows and like the weirdness of these. I think it feels industrial, it feels cool. And so I'm gonna download this, and we're gonna pull out some of these. And I think that we're going to do dark node, just so I don't have to do as many letters. That's me compromising on what my expectations are in the next 5 minutes.
I love it. I know, like, I've just started to go to the minimalist approach because I'm like, I don't have time.
It's working though, it's working.
Oh, hey, we do what we can.
All right, let's invert this. And then screen it. And then add a gradient map.
Now in Photoshop, if you want to like take a quick look, let's do something like that. Yeah, we could try a couple things. I need to add to the head, but you can kind of see where this is going. Essentially, what I sometimes do if I need to add multiple layer masks, like to a layer, I'll just convert that to a smart object, and now I can add another layer mask and then airbrush out, say, this side. So it still gives me that layer mask one level deep, just gives me like a little bit more control. But I think I'm gonna try something like this, where it's like, I don't know if it's not like iRobot, but like something, I don't know. Still working on it.
Ooh, it's, again, blending modes.
Right? Oh, we gotta hurry. Okay, we gotta hurry. Everybody be quiet.
Yeah.
No, just joking.
Y'all need to watch faster.
Can you
That's
like,
what it
I
is.
can't.
Yes.
Everybody's talking. Can you guys keep it down out there? Just
Okay, I think that I can just duplicate the R and make it into a K. Sure.
Jump in here.
Let's see, do we have a good N in here? We don't. I'm just going to name my movie Bolt. Again,
Oh, yeah.
me compromising my aspirations so that we can finish something on the stream.
I'm gonna try this really fast. Let's see that. So again, I think that this content aware tool, I'm gonna roughly try to finish the head. So let's just draw. I don't know if you can tell that. Let's do content aware. It's not bad. Andrew, you use like a mouse at home? You have a Wacom or do anything like that?
I only use a mouse. I actually prefer to use the trackpad most of the time when I'm at home. When I'm streaming, I almost always use a mouse because my mouse has these extra little buttons on the side, and I do hotkeys to them to work faster. So I can change like my my spacing on letters and stuff by just using the sides. Little side buttons. All right, mad scramble. We're getting there, y'all.
Mad scramble. Let's do it. Let's do it.
G-O. I'm not fully confident about the L. Yeah, okay, that works. The T. I'm going to group these and then change the blending mode here to screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, something's happening. Let's go ahead and there we go.
I really like this alien. It worked out. It's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's
You
just
got
that-
everything to line up.
Well, close.
All right, I'm not crazy about how this turned out, but it's fine.
You know what this reminds me of? Why does everything I do is like reminding me of something that already exists? Like there's already a movie out there. You know what this reminds me of? No, remember Enemy Mine from the 80s, anyone? Enemy Mine. It's a human and an alien land on, and they're at war. They crash on a planet, and it's just this one guy with this one alien. And then they have to work together. So it's a very, it's actually a pretty good movie. Enemy Mine. Anybody remember?
Enemy Mine.
This would be an awesome, like, lenticular, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
So
where
that
you
it like
see
switches on the edges.
that, and then you could have 3 levels because you have the human, the robot, and then the alien. All right, I'm gonna get it printed.
All right, and I'm gonna
I need a
add
cool
in-
name. I sometimes default to like just random Latin words.
Oh yeah.
I like machina. I think
yes,
that's a cool
I think
word.
machina works.
Deus machina, and we're only down.
All right. Wow.
Dang it.
Man, we both finished somewhere, and that's what counts. We finished
Yeah.
somewhere together.
We don't know where, but you know what? That's what's nice about digital. It's not permanent. We're gonna go back. We're gonna clean this up.
Yes.
Right?
Make sure
Remember
you
back in the day of
subscribe
printing?
to the Adobe Live channel. Stick around. There's always great content here. Tune in pretty much any time in the week. Make sure you join the Discord. And Paul, any advice?
Yeah, just honestly, just have fun. Dive in and just play around because you're really not hurting any pixels. They're 100% recyclable. So have fun
It's true.
messing with
There's
them.
infinite amount. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.